The king rejected her. He laughed at her, dismissed her, and turned his back. But she didn't leave. She vanished, only to return with a secret so powerful, so shocking, that it shook the palace to its very core. No guard could stop her. No rule could hold her back. What she revealed changed everything. This isn't just a story about revenge. It's about courage. It's about truth. And it's about a secret the king never saw coming. The palace doors closed behind her with a final, echoing thud, as if marking the end of a story that was never meant to begin. Princess Alina had approached the throne just days before, hoping to plead her case, only to face rejection. The king, proud and unyielding, had dismissed her ideas as foolishness, her words as meaningless. Laughter had filled the hall. Guards had smirked. Nobles whispered that she would never return. But Alina was not a girl to accept defeat. She left that day with a single thought burned into her mind. Truth has its own time, and power alone cannot silence it forever. For 3 long nights, she traveled beyond the palace walls, seeking knowledge, allies, and the truth hidden in plain sight. Every step of the journey strengthened her resolve. Every encounter reminded her that the world was larger than the golden walls that had rejected her, and every secret she uncovered became a key one that could unlock a power no crown could claim. Meanwhile, the king, confident in his authority, returned to his routines. Advisors brought reports. Nobles flaunted their influence, and the palace hummed with routine. But whispers began to ripple through the halls. Rumors of a girl who had disappeared, who would return not with begging, but with revelation, reached even the most guarded ears. Then, on a sunlit morning, as the court gathered in the grand hall, a hush fell over the palace gates. Alina returned. No longer timid, no longer pleading. She stood tall, carrying only a small chest, her eyes calm but burning with determination. The guard stepped forward, ready to block her, ready to mock her. But something in her presence, something undeniable, made them pause. There was a quiet authority in her stance, an unspoken power that had nothing to do with wealth or status. She approached the throne. The king looked up, his face tight with disbelief. "You again?" he asked, attempting sternness, though a flicker of curiosity betrayed him. "Yes, your majesty," Alina replied, "and this time, I bring the truth you have ignored." The nobles gasped. Some chuckled nervously. The tension in the air was palpable. The king leaned back, intrigued despite himself. "And what is this truth?" he demanded. Alina opened the chest. Inside were documents, maps, and carefully gathered evidence of corruption, injustice, and unheeded advice. Each item revealed what the king had refused to see: the suffering of his people, the failings of his court, the missed opportunities that could have strengthened the kingdom. "This is why you rejected me," she said softly. "Because the truth is uncomfortable, but power without truth is fragile." The king's eyes narrowed. "Do you threaten me?" he asked. "Not at all," she said calmly. "I offer you a choice. Listen, learn, change, or continue down a path that will crumble under its own weight." The hall was silent. Nobles exchanged uneasy glances. The king's hand trembled slightly as he reached for a document, scanning it quickly. Each revelation struck him like a blow, each fact undeniable. For the first time, he saw what he had ignored for so long. Alina continued, speaking not with arrogance, but with clarity. She showed the consequences of greed, the rewards of fairness, and the strength that comes from listening to those dismissed as powerless. She revealed that her journey had given her insight not just into mistakes, but solutions, a way to restore the kingdom's glory without sacrificing its people. The king sat, stunned. Pride battled with reality, but the truth could not be denied. After a long silence, he rose. The court held its breath. "You have returned, and you have revealed what I refused to see," he said, his voice quiet, but carrying weight. "The kingdom will change because of your courage. Your insight will guide us." A ripple of shock moved through the room. Nobles who had laughed days before now looked at Alina with respect. The guard straightened. The hall, once filled with arrogance and routine, now held a new energy, one born of truth and bravery. Alina had returned not for revenge. She had returned not for glory. She had returned because she believed in something stronger than power. Justice, truth, and the courage to act. From that day forward, the king worked with her, listening to the people he had ignored. Laws were changed, policies rewritten, and the kingdom flourished. Alina became a trusted advisor, a symbol of resilience, and a reminder that even the most rejected voices can carry the power to transform a nation. And the king, he never underestimated courage again. He learned that rejection does not silence the worthy, it only delays their triumph. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like this video. Share your thoughts in the comments. What would you do if you were in her place? Hit subscribe for more emotional and powerful stories. And share this video with someone who believes in courage, truth, and secrets that change everything. Because sometimes, the most rejected voices hold the most powerful secrets.